Hey Covenant Table family, as we head into this holiday season, I want to encourage your heart and your habits. So today for our table talk this month, we're going to be talking all things healthy eating during the holidays, but from a grace-filled and scripture-rooted perspective, because here's the truth. You don't need to sacrifice an entire season of your life for just a couple holiday meals. So let's start off by setting the tone. What is God's heart for seasons? We serve a God who has created rhythms and seasons on purpose for us. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, it says, "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven." There is a time to feast. There's a time to nourish. There's a time to rest. There's a time to fast. And God never meant for one holiday meal, or even a handful of them really close together like we're about to be experiencing. He never meant for that to derail your health or your peace or your calling. The holidays are not a trap or some inevitable time period where there's no structure and everything's thrown against the wall. This is an opportunity for us to practice presence and gratitude and stewardship. But this is what we tend to get wrong. This all or nothing kind of trap. One of the enemy's favorite strategies to use against us is exaggeration. He's convincing us that one meal has already ruined everything, so may as well give up or just let everything go loose until January when we can start over and rediscipline ourselves. But in Romans chapter 12, verse 1, it reminds us to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. That is your true worship. So worship is not just ruined because you had extra mashed potatoes or a few extra pieces of pineapple upside down cake. It's ruined from shame and hopelessness and self-neglect. So let's break free from this all or nothing mindset where it feels like, oh, I did this wrong, so everything's ruined. Or I can't possibly be disciplined around Thanksgiving meals and Christmas cookies. There's no hope. And to neglect your own hunger and fullness cues in sacrifice of gluttony, that's not worship. So let's break free from that and step into a more surrendered, steady, joy-filled approach. So let's talk through some practical holiday strategies that are grounded and guided by wisdom, not fear. First and foremost, especially approaching actual holiday meals. So coming up for Thanksgiving Day, Christmas dinner, you want to start your day on a strong note. Start it with strength. Start with a balanced breakfast. And most people, what we tend to do is we kind of starve ourselves up until the big meal of the day to make sure that we're adequately hungry, to engorge ourselves on all the delicious things we don't always get access to. But that is going to make you feel terrible. So having a balanced breakfast with a good amount of protein, a few scrambled eggs and whole wheat toast, a Greek yogurt bowl with blueberries and granola, that will keep your blood sugar steady so that you're not starving by the mealtime. You're giving your body a foundation to start off on where you're getting the nutrients your body needs, and you're going to be more in control by the time the actual meal comes up. This is honoring your body by giving it stability and nourishment that it needs so that you can make wise choices. Another really important thing, especially day of, and especially if you have any health conditions like high cholesterol or diabetes that you have to worry about managing during holiday meals, stay active. Move your body. Even a simple walk. 1 Corinthians 6:20 reminds us to glorify God with our bodies. And movement is an act of gratitude because we are all so thankful that we're able to move at all. So going for walks after meals, playing football out in the backyard with the kids, going on like a little nature walk and looking for certain kinds of plants or bugs, looking for deer tracks. You can stay active in a variety of ways, especially on holidays. And it's a great opportunity to bond with people in your family as well. And everybody can have a pattern of health around the day. Another important thing, fight the scarcity mindset. And I say fight strongly. So many people overeat during the holidays because it feels like this is my only chance to have blank. Whether that be your grandma's sweet potato casserole, whether that be the ham and the turkey, whatever the case, it feels like, oh, this is it. I don't have another opportunity. Your brain is going to release extra dopamine in response to eating those foods because it feels like such a commodity because you've built it up to be one. We are not slaves to food. It doesn't matter what food it is. It doesn't matter if it's your favorite cookies or what. We are not slaves. We have freedom and self-control, which are gifts to us from the Holy Spirit. So Galatians 5:22-23 talks about that. Bring containers. Leftovers are your friends, especially if you can portion your leftovers in a way that give you multiple balanced meals throughout the week or months to eat off of, depending on how much extra food there is, obviously. But bring containers. It doesn't have to be your only chance to eat this food. You can have it again tomorrow and the next day and the next day if you bring some stuff to make sure that you're well equipped for it. Take leftovers home with you, freeze portions in pre-portioned sizes, and you can enjoy everything again on your terms. It doesn't have to feel like this uncontrolled feeding frenzy. So another good tip, especially at the meal itself, choose a strategy. These are my two most used and most appreciated strategies for tackling holiday meals. One, this is my favorite option because this is just how my brain works. I have a bit of FOMO. I just get excited to taste everything. And oftentimes what that leads to is I'm making 3 or 4 plates just so I can get a taste of everything that's available. So a few years ago, I started doing this thing I call a tasting plate. Give yourself a 1 or 2 bite serving as if you're like feeding a 1-year-old, literally like 2 bites of mashed potatoes, half of a roll, 2 bites of ham. And then everything that you want to try is represented. Taste everything, eat it, enjoy it, think about what you truly appreciate about each thing, and think about, is this something I would want more of? After you finish your tasting plate, go back and get the stuff that you truly love and fill yourself up on that. And that's a really, really great strategy because oftentimes the tasting plate itself gets you pretty full, and then you're not stuck with like a huge pile of Aunt Susan's potato salad that ended up being really, really gross that you have to try to choke down so she doesn't feel bad. Okay, so other strategy, plate method. We talked about the plate method before, and we talked about how it's super useful for keeping things really well balanced so you're nourished appropriately. So you can use your plate method structure to fuel your holiday meals. This is my daily balance plate, so I'll give you an example of what that would look like. Half of our plate is filled with vegetables. So maybe at Thanksgiving, Brussels sprouts, side salad that somebody brought that has like apples and stuff on it. You could also do like green bean casserole, all of those things, half of your plate, all of the non-starchy vegetables, greens. Other half of your plate, a quarter of it, we're filling with a source of protein. Here's your turkey, here's your ham. And especially at holiday meals, we're trying to stick to this plate method structure, so your portion size of each thing is directly dictated by how much space is on the plate. If there's 14 different types of vegetables that you want to eat, then your portion sizes might be really tiny as it fits on this entire plate. But if there's only 1 or 2 vegetables you really like, you could get huge portions of those. And then same thing with the proteins, that's dictated. And then the carbs are the harder part here, because mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, mac and cheese, rolls, all of the carbohydrates that you want to eat, as much as you want to fit within this quarter of your plate. And you could even marry these strategies where you do the plate method structure and tasting plate style for the carbohydrates, 1 or 2 bites. And then after you finish this entire plate composed in this way, if you're still hungry, go back for seconds. It's not that big of a deal. And then after, obviously dessert is a thing that exists. If you wanted to try to incorporate it into your daily balance plate method, go for it. What I tend to do is I have my entire plate, have your meal. When you feel pretty well satisfied, make your dessert plate tasting portions again, and of things that you want to try. Or if there's one specific thing that you want, there's no shame in taking dessert or any other type of the food to go. In fact, it's probably really helpful for the people who made the dish and are hosting so that they don't have a ton of it to take back home with them. So again, utilize leftovers. And what I love about both of these strategies to create a more balanced approach to holiday meals is that this is structure generated from freedom. This is not you trying to ultra restrict yourself at a holiday meal. Ultimately, it's not that serious. It's food, it's one meal. You don't have to do this at all. But this is going to make you feel better and make you be able to approach things with a more balanced mindset. So, structure with freedom, not restriction. Next, bring a vegetable dish that you love. Veggies are notoriously the part of the meal that tends to be the most neglected when it comes to these big holiday meals. There's always a ton of starches. The proteins are the center of the table, but vegetables can be a bit neglected. find a really great vegetable dish that you can contribute. So that way you know that you're going to have something that is a bit lower calorie, more nutrients, fiber, vitamins, antioxidants to help you feel full and satisfied because your body's getting what it needs to function well. And so harvest salads, roasted vegetables, green beans, Brussels sprouts with a yummy little glaze on them. Something beautiful and nutrient dense. That way you know you're going to have options no matter what else is being served at the table. Next, most important rule, I think, focus on the people. Don't focus on plates. The holidays are not just supposed to be about food. And yes, food is exciting, and then there's special things we make around this time of year and everybody's contributing, but it is not about the food. This is about the people around the table. Connection is nourishment for you too. So talk. Find some new board game and play it with everybody. Go on walks, help clean up. You can utilize the opportunity of the holidays to connect with people and to nourish your soul as well. Another really important thing, stop eating when you feel comfortable. This is very difficult to do because oftentimes we have all of these very ultra delicious meals that people pour a lot of effort into, so it feels rude to not eat a lot of certain things. You don't want to sacrifice your stewardship of your body in honor of somebody else's feelings or in honor of gluttony. So we want to stop when we're comfortable. You don't want to feel overly stuffed and have the carb coma vibe. You're not supposed to be miserable. You're just satisfied. And again, leftovers are our best friend. Proverbs 25:27 says, it's not good to eat too much honey. That's important to remember, that part of stewarding yourself well is to honor your own boundaries instead of pushing past that to please other people. Even good things have boundaries that are made to protect us. Next, don't save up calories. We've talked about this before, but a lot of times people will skip breakfast to try to save up for the dinner. Or there's oftentimes people will do certain types of intermittent fasting leading up to the week before. Skipping meals always leads to binge eating. You're going to be a lot more uncontrolled when your hunger hormones are such that you are in starvation territory. Your mood is going to be a lot more varied. You don't want to go into your holiday meal being ticked off and hangry and cranky. And it also leads to poor choices. You end up foregoing nutrient-dense foods that are really exciting and having a great time with people to overstuffing yourself to the point that you're falling asleep and choosing foods that don't align with your health goals or your stewardship of your body, and you feel miserable, you don't have fun, and you likely feel a bit of shame surrounding how you responded to that meal. So fuel your body throughout the day so that you can be present and joyful when you get to spend time with people you love. Next, drink smart. Choose no calorie or very low calorie drinks when you're at holiday meals like this. There's lots of calories floating around all throughout the meals. If there's certain kinds of drinks that you're just really, really excited about, maybe you feel it's worth sacrificing some calories to a beverage that you could have been eating from mac and cheese or whatever. But be intentional for sure. Think about it. Don't just accept anything that's there. Choosing low or no calorie drinks is going to make sure that, one, you stay well hydrated, which is very important when you're eating so much food and your body's going to have to digest and process it. It's really important to prevent constipation and all the things. But you want to make sure that we're stewarding our calories well too. The human body can only consume so many calories at a time. And so pick and choose what's the most important for you to spend them on at that meal. And then if you do have a drink that has calories, especially something like alcohol, sip very slowly and be very intentional. This is not college drinking games. We're here to enjoy our friends and family. We are relaxing with everybody. Take tiny little sips, spread it out for a long amount of time. It does not have to be something that's very, very quick. And at the heart of it all, I want to remind you guys that a whole season doesn't need to be sacrificed here. This is the anchor I want you to hold on to from this talk. One meal doesn't make or break your health. One day doesn't define the season you're in. Your body is not fragile. God designed you with incredible resilience. A single holiday meal that's enjoyed with gratitude and boundaries cannot undo months of faith-filled habits and obedience. Stewardship is not about perfection. It's about consistency, wisdom. This is a long game. This is not a quick, short little thing. Philippians 4:5 says, "Let your moderation be known to all." the Lord is near. Moderation isn't boring, it's biblical. It's peace-filled and it's sustainable. So lean into that during this holiday season. Remember also that you don't have to choose between joy and your health. You can have both. You can feast with gratitude, nourish yourself with intention, and walk through this holiday season with peace and not fear, shame, or panic. Let's honor our bodies and savor our meals, celebrate Jesus, and stay anchored in truth. I'm praying that your table this season is filled with joy and connection and nourishment, and the goodness of God falls upon you all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or any requests for our next month's table talk, I'm so happy to talk about whatever subjects are important to you. So let me know. All right, y'all have a great rest of your day and enjoy your holiday season. Bye-bye.